Now, Zimbabwe's Finance Minister Tendai Biti, the second Vice President of the newly formed Citizens Coalition for Change, was on Monday detained for several hours whilst campaigning for the upcoming by-elections in Harare. Biti was picked up by 3 police officers as he campaigned in the Greendale suburb of Harare. Tendai Biti joins us now to tell us a little bit more about what happened and what he thinks this all means. Thank you so much indeed for joining us, Mr. Biti. You must have been quite surprised to have been picked up by the police. What were you doing at the time?
Well, there's a place in Harare called Masasa, and there's a Spar supermarket with a place called Litombo. So I was just walking around talking to citizens, when out of the blue, these 3 policemen clad in official gear just picked me up. I asked them whether they were arresting me. They said no. Then I said, so what you want from me now? Come with us. I said, so you are arresting me because you are taking my freedom involuntarily. They bundled me in a car and intended to drive me to a police station called Rochville, but we summoned in order to take me to Harare's Central Police Station's Law and Order Department, where I stayed for 3 hours before my lawyers came, Mr. Charlie Hammer, before we were told to go back to Rochville, the police station. It was the police station. The policemen apologized to me and said, sorry for the inconvenience, you're free to go. So this is not shocking, really surprising, which is what we've come to expect under Emerson Mnangagwa. We are being run by government in a regime that has no respect to our constitution, no respect to the rule of law, and no respect to fairness. They've been campaigning, they've been all over, but they don't want us to campaign. For all intents and purposes, they've banned our party, and so the activities which we are doing in the constituency, we just rock them, particularly at the time when they thought we were dead. They stole our party, they stole our party name, they stole everything. And so this is where we are.
What happened whilst you were at the police station? Were you questioned, or what happened?
I was put in a room at the Law and Order Maintenance Department. So there are pictures taken of me sitting on a bench. So I sat on that bench literally for 3 hours until the lawyers came, and eventually I was told to go to Rochville. So they didn't interview me. They just locked themselves up in a room. We were not invited, and I guess they were consulting their bosses what to do, because on my way to the police station, people phoned me, and one of the persons who phoned me was a prominent journalist prominent journalist whom I told that they'd been arrested. So within minutes, the news was viral on Twitter, in particular on social media. So I gave them a developed cold feet, but the bottom line is that I was arrested and my freedom was deprived for those hours.
So no paperwork was generated, no charges were proffered, and in the end they just said you're free to go.
Not only that, they apologized, but this is fascism. This is typical of the debasement and assault on human rights since Mnangagwa became a president. We have seen journalists like Mopochimon being arrested. We have seen activists from our party, the girls Joanna Mamombe, Metsai Marova, Cecilia Chimbiri, being detained for months. We have seen youngsters and human rights activists like Makomboro and Zulishi staying for 12 months in prison. We have seen the attack on citizens, the 8 people who were killed on the 1st of August in 2018, the 19 people who were killed in January of 2019. So this is the DNA of Emerson Mnangagwa, a fingerprint of collapse, of toxicity, and of cruelty.
I'm just trying to understand, would there have been an instruction from higher up, or do you think that this is learned behavior, that people do certain things for a certain period of time and then they just start doing it without even thinking, without instruction?
It's the former, it's an instruction from top. instruction from Mnangagwa. Just like this with the remarks he made at their rally in Epworth on Saturday, where he said things that a president should not say. He said things that demonstrate that not only is he the leader, just the leader of ZANU-PF, not of Zimbabwe, but indeed is the leader of a faction of ZANU-PF. He said words that don't build and words that show that he doesn't reflect that Zimbabweans are equal, irrespective of the churches that they belong to, irrespective of the football team that they belong to, and most importantly, irrespective of the political parties that they belong to. So he's simply not fit enough to be the head of state and president of the country. So this came from Mnangagwa. I was attacked and violated because of Mnangagwa.
The police are saying that this was a misunderstanding. What kind of misunderstanding could it have been? Did the police say?
Well, they never told me that this was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding is two divergent opinions. So I never had any divergent opinion with anyone. I was busy campaigning my democratic rights, and I was accosted by the police, bundled in a car, taken to a police station, detained for 3 hours. So how can you call that an understanding? That's a joke, and one that is not funny at all.
Will you be pressing charges for false arrest?
I'm in consultation with my legal practitioners, and I think that they will institute proceedings for intellectual nonsense. So we will be doing that because the culture of impunity, the culture of entitlement is too much in Zimbabwe, it's too entrenched.
We are getting towards elections in your country, and I just wonder if this means more and more arrests, harassment of a political nature will come to the fore.
I think we're going to see the kind of violence that we saw in 2008. Remember, those that are now in power are the ones that engineered the violence of 2008. They're the same group of people that were responsible for Gukura Wundi between 81 and 87 when 30,000 or so people were killed. They're also the same group that were responsible for the cleanup operation Murabachina, where again millions were displaced. They were also responsible for the violence associated with the Zimbabwean reform program in 2000. I think the problem that the ruling party has, ZANU-PF, is that they've got a candidate that is not marketable. They've got a candidate that is not sellable in the form of Mr. Mnangagwa. So they will resort to their natural DNA, which is violence. So we expect a lot of violence in 2023. It has already started because they can only force. They can only use coercion. They can only use violence to steal a win. A free and fair election will be beaten hands down by Advocate Nelson Chamisa and the Citizens Coalition for Change.
Mr. Biti, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very, very much indeed for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you.